Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, y'all. Get ready. Get ready.
Howdy, everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Not as ready as the guys in the video, but still extremely ready.
Yeah, I know. We go from the apex of human talent, these astronauts, to me having a slight allergic reaction to a Miller Lite in my murder basement. Talk about lowering expectations.
Well, I'm anchoring my what is this called? Stand? Is it a stand? Don't.
Is it?
Because I'm terrified I'm going to drop this again and give everybody a zoom in of my crotch. So,
Oh,
and I'm sober right now.
this is how we promote these shows.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So for everybody at home, this is just like a regular night, except you might fall into Cat's crotch,
Mhm.
which doesn't happen at the in-person events.
I'm gonna try to not have that happen.
As she drinks her wine.
Right. Yes.
What do we
All
call it? Wilker, does this have an official title? I mean, when I was you always said Ignite Denver 26 or whatever. Is this a number?
Yeah, I thought about
2020.
Yeah, there you go. That should really be it. I thought about giving it a number, but then I was like, I'm gonna forget. And then next year, assuming we ever get to leave our murder caves, we'll do an Ignite and I'll forget, and it'll be the same number as the live one, and then YouTube would be all fucked up and our branding, and for all the 10 visitors that watch our stuff, like, it would suck. So I just called it live review, I think. But no, Ignite Denver 2020 makes way better sense to me.
No, I like that. It really does make sense. All of us, secluded in our panic rooms with a. I was wondering if I take this link, this StreamYard.com, and I put it on Twitter, will people be able to come here?
No, don't put that one.
Don't put
I mean, you can share that with anyone you want to have join us here.
Oh,
yes, like a link to our YouTube channel, for instance.
Yeah, and I actually, while I was playing my jaunty little video, updated the ignitedenver.org page. So the first image that comes up now that had the button about learning that we were doing this, now that button says go watch the live stream, and we'll take people to YouTube.
Okay, so go to ignitedenver.org.
Yep, and the first thing that you'll see is the call to action that says watch the live stream now. And there's a button, you click it, takes you to YouTube. We're also live on, I think, Facebook.
I hope so, because that's what I put on my Facebook page.
By
the way, my computer's over here. Whoop, there. In the
Whoop.
I still haven't conquered Zoom calls or whatever we're calling these now, but I can guarantee I will not be whipping a penis out during this presentation. I am one of 3.
Well, spoiler, there goes the mid-event plans I had, but okay.
Well, that means I get to own it, which is my thing anyway. Patent pending.
There you go. And if you guys want to interact with us, you can talk on the YouTube comments as well, or just tweet to us. I've got that open, and we will be talking to you there as well. So much like a live one, while Kat or I are tweeting back to you from either backstage or the back of the bug, we will do that here as well. Oh, and speaking of the bug, the bug's back. This is all to benefit our pals at the Bug Theater. As you can imagine, this year has been just as much shit for them as it has been for everyone else. They have survived so far, just on scrapping by. They liquidated the candy counter and the popcorn machine, doing some live events back when the weather was much nicer. They actually did a whole bunch of renovations, so when we do get to go back, it'll be a much nicer, much improved bug. But this shit is still going on, and it looks like it's even going to get worse based on Denver and Colorado right now. So they can only do like 50 people events, which is for the bug not the greatest number of people and everything. So they asked for help, and the Ignite team was talking about, were we going to do anything? Did we want to try and do a regular Ignite online or anything? And then we saw the bug thing. I was like, oh, well, let's just do something to help the bug. and we can just relive past Ignites, and then everybody's life is easier, and we have some real treats and groaners to go over tonight and relive the good old days. I think the earliest one, Ignite Denver 9 is our earliest.
Born then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I was like, wow, our camera work was really, really bad. But
really, I gotta say though, you stuck this together some really good shows. What always blew my mind about Ignite is that all the comedy shows I put together, we always we can always organize it really well and get a bunch of comics, but we didn't get people there. Ignite, we just had people there, 400 people, I never wanted to ask why or how it was happening because our meetings were chaos, and then we'd have this incredible show. So whatever you do, John, I don't even question the Oracle. The Oracle of him.
There's lots of stressing out and swearing about hurting cats.
Mm-hmm.
But then somehow, the night of, the cats all line up just the way they should. And we have an Ignite show.
That was herding, H-E-R-D, not H-U-R-T.
Sorry, I'm not a cat person, so take whichever one makes the most sense.
I'm a cat person. I will
Okay,
go
then with a D,
yeah. I mean,
I'm a kitten person.
And literally.
So the moment science gives us forever kittens, I'm probably down.
I don't know. We have a kitten.
But regular cats are not interesting.
Kittens are
what?
Kittens are like toddlers in Superman's body. They don't know what to do with all their powers. They're just flying around
with claws.
Yeah. He wants to get up on the stool, so he just crawls up my leg. I'm like, this isn't your little flesh ladder. I mean, it is, but just an arrogant little jerk running around here in the basement. I'll get him at some point and share him. So just like any cat, he's gone through names. He adopted him from a woman who had 23 kittens in a Subaru.
Jeez.
And she might
wait. The woman had the kittens?
Huh?
The woman had the kittens, or she possessed the kittens?
They were in her. I practically had kittens once I figured out how many were in her Subaru. But then we got this.
That says love like a Subaru.
Paperwork and stuff. And we took it to the vet, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is legitimate." And she was coming from Arkansas, where apparently they have an abundance of kittens. And
who knew?
Okay. Yeah.
And so we have this kitten, which at some point I'll unveil the kitten. It's medium size now.
So I can also, the fun fact of being in like this little control panel thing is I can show everybody the comments that come in.
What?
And so Eric is watching. Oh, which is good, Eric. You are featured in this.
Eric, you beat me to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay tuned. But yeah, Flesh Ladder is Jared's new nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do our first one of these so that we can get to some, I did want to share, I thought about this morning. The very first Ignite happened in Fido's in Ballpark, which I don't think is there anymore. Now it's going to be that Coors Rockies thing. But we didn't have a clue what we were doing. It was just me and Nicole. And like in the sidebar at Fido's, the AV room was like way up in another place. And so I had this like laptop perched on like pint glasses with a wire kind of dangling across the ceiling. There was no mic or anything, so everyone had to shout. And one of the speakers who I ended up working with later on, and she's super awesome, she did this talk on robotics, and she had this little robot. And she does the talk, and of course it was live, so the robot didn't work. But then all of a sudden the robot like came to life and zipped across the length of the bar and shot off the end. Oh, like the middle while she's like, oh crap, it's not working. I don't know why. She goes on with the talk, and then shoo, robot shoots off. Like weeks later, some different friends that I hadn't met yet did a podcast. Some of them were at Ignite Denver 1, and the title of their first ever podcast episode was "And the Robot Flew Off the Bar."
Oh,
so I was like, okay,
inspiring.
Yeah,
legions.
Birth of a podcast and it was pre-meme, so sadly there was no robot flying off a bar meme. But
can I just get something out of the way before we really get started? How often do you look at yourself while you're on one of these things? I don't want to look at me, but I keep.
It's right there. You see me already staring off to my what direction?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to try to.
It's so bad.
That. I'm looking at John and the whole nice, very well lit room, and
with the nice shadow on my face from my.
I keep looking. Hi, who has a COVID ascot on? I do. Okay. Okay.
Why are you wearing the COVID ascot in your murder basement?
I'm like an idiot superhero that keeps forgetting his mask.
Oh.
I get most of my steps every day by walking back to my car to get. And the other day, I didn't have this thing, so I had to borrow a kid's one, and it was like I was Dutch ovening my face with my middle boy's exhales, like months of breathing. I shared with him, so I'm immune to everything now.
I did walk. I was at Stanley Marketplace like a month, I don't know, 14 years ago. And I had been at, oh God, we'll come back to where I was, but it was really good. Comida. And I got up to use the restroom, and because it's, a shopping center, you have to leave the restaurant. And I was about halfway to the restroom when I realized I wasn't wearing my mask, and I have never felt so naked. I'm apologizing and backing up, and I'm like, it was horrible. I would have preferred to be fully naked with a mask on.
You could have swung by like that little bar space that's in the middle and grabbed a bunch of cocktail napkins.
They don't have those flying out anymore. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's
moistened them to your face. Yeah,
plague napkins, I guess they'd be called if they left them around.
Yeah, suffice it to say, I now only drink at home.
We're all drinking at home all the time.
This is a complete judgment-free zone.
This could be 11 a.m. as far as I know. There's kids here. It doesn't change. It's just like Groundhog Day, but I'm not learning how to play the piano.
Who was learning how to play? Was Bill Murray learning?
Bill Murray became quite the pianist in Groundhog Day.
I didn't remember.
Time is on your side.
One of the greatest movies.
We aren't on stage yet. I am sweating as though we are. I don't know if it's the new circle ring light.
Ring light.
You have a ring light?
I invested in one yesterday. Why? Because I've gotten hooked on TikTok. Everyone.
Oh yeah, TikTok is really good.
I still can't. I bought a ring light and it arrives tomorrow, which guarantees I will never do another, which is okay, online thing ever. I didn't buy one for any of my conferences that I do. I didn't buy one for this. I didn't buy one for Denver Startup Week, and I was on camera all week long because I was like, no, I don't need one. It's always in the daytime. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll buy one. And then I was like, well, it's not going to arrive in time for the actual nighttime thing. And I was like, yeah, that means probably the day after the Amazon guy drops it off, they'll find a vaccine for COVID, and we'll all go back to normal.
I'm going to close my computer so I don't. Sorry, I did listen to all of that.
I'm sure you did.
But I was more concerned about not looking at my face in my laptop.
It's so well lit. I want to see in your eyes. Can I see your ring light in your eyes? Can you just bring it in? Bring it in.
I almost wore my glasses.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep.
Wow. It's like a rare lunar event. Yeah.
I would show it to you, but it's attached to the side of my phone. I could be on my laptop, everyone, but then I wouldn't be using my ring light. Or maybe I would. I didn't think far enough ahead. I have
you thought farther ahead than I did.
This is what's going to sustain me. My husband bought us a 200-piece bag because I don't know if you guys know, but all the candy's on sale because nobody's fucking trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
That is, I didn't need to know that.
That's why
we don't go into grocery stores. Yeah.
Way to go, Brian.
Yeah. I know. So I will be high on sugar and Sauvignon Blanc. But hey, enough about us. Wait, anything else that we do want to say about what people have missed in our lives over the past 300 months?
That's the podcast that will start for 3 episodes after this.
Exactly. And then we'll never be able to get a time that works for us all, and then it'll go away.
Right.
And it'll just be in the Graveyard podcast. Well, okay. Right. I'll help segue. Because I'm Wimbledon, Stanwick, Barnaby, Iwi. And we are going to highlight some of the best of Ignite over the last many years. John Wilker, you picked out the first one. I did. I know this presenter near and dear, and it's a fantastic talk. I'm now talking in staccato, waiting for Wilker just to jump in.
As far as why I picked it, one, Angela is awesome, and gay square dancing. I mean, that when she submitted the talk, that was what sold me on it. And so, and going back through what I liked about Ignite Denver, I was like, oh, well, we have to revisit gay square dancing. And
when was this one?
Gay square dancing was
it says
Ignite Denver 19.
So that was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Well, I mean, 2020 is now in its 8th year, so
Eons.
Yeah, no, that would make sense if I had actually looked to see when these ignites took place, but I have zero idea when that was.
You know, I'm going to do. I'll do some research.
It was
thing.
What does it say on the
10
YouTube video? Or do we not have those?
Oh.
Like
No, we do.
upload dates?
Well, while I do that, we will watch Angela so that no one has to watch me
Perfect.
play in a Google spreadsheet.
Great. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
2015. Did I say 5 years ago?
That was when we were smart and we put the date on the bumpers. We don't do that now.
No.
Talk about how gay square dancing changed my life with an Alabama laugh, which is a little square dancing joke to start you out with. It's pretty hilarious in certain circles. So in early 2009, I was kind of stuck in a rut. I had just moved here with my husband, who had started a PhD program, so he didn't have a lot of time. I didn't really know anyone, so
Can we make it louder?
Like every day. I work from home.
No.
Nobody can see me. All right, then I'll shush. Okay.
All right, so Sorority Life was a Facebook game. All right, so it's kind of like Farmville, except instead of planting crops, you would plant seeds of jealousy with outfits.
Do you guys remember Farmville?
Yes, only because my mom and I think Nicole, and she'll correct me because she's here, played it a lot.
I never played it.
From home and spending all of my free time in sorority life. Most of my human interaction was spent on computer screens.
I'm going to text Angela and let her know she's live right now.
Real friends. I actually met several of my sorority life sisters in real life, and I still talk to them to this day, 6 years later. But the point is, at this time, I kind of created like this cave of isolation where I didn't have physical human interaction. And that changed in August of 2009 when this lovely lady, Christy,
Cave of isolation is a 2020 thing now.
Too true.
And I first
Yay,
thought
Mill
she
is here.
Kegel isolation. Oh, thank you.
Kegel
They're mine.
My desire to be her friend far outweighed my lack of desire to square dance, and so I said yes.
According to my wife.
Square dancing actually started in the 1970s, but it was more exhibition. So in 1983, the International Association of Gay Square Dance Clubs started and gave like classes and community dances. Our local chapter is called the Rocky Mountain Rainbows, and that's where Christy and I started. And I want to talk about now gay square dancing.
I bet they're on a hiatus right now too. Square dancing seems very
Probably.
COVID-y.
Yes.
Rocky Mountain Rainbows. That's
So
awesome.
you might be thinking of like crinoline skirts, those ties, those weird skinny ties. I don't remember what they're called right now, but there's no dress code in gay square dancing.
Bolo.
Come as you are.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to dress up, so that's cool too. Like they didn't make fun of me if I dressed up. It was great. Second is the music. So you might be thinking, swing your partner round and round, but imagine swing your partner round and round. Yeah.
Like a Lady Gaga video.
Yes, Gaga.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And the third way that's different is that roles are
No,
not
Zoom's.
gender.
Yeah.
So in non-gay square dancing, they have male and female roles, which I would like to say for the record, it's pretty fucked up and exclusionary.
100% agree. Oh, and this is Mel Torgerson, not actually Christopher.
Square dancing, you have a lead and a follow role.
Oh.
I do have to say that there are still some biases.
Mel,
that
you've
go with that,
changed.
and
I said, yeah.
COVID has changed you.
So it's less fucked up, but not thoroughly unfucked up.
I'm glad New Mel is wearing a helmet because
But anyway.
I think that's a knit. I think that's a knit helmet.
Oh, well, still.
Which leads me to Kelly Shortenclear. Kelly had already taken the class as a follow and was now certified as a lead. I was a follow. As the name implies, it's very short, which made us very perfect partners. We were fast friends. We started exchanging mixed CDs. This is the Guilty Pleasures mix that we danced to the first time that we hung out outside of square dancing.
You know, I like Hanson.
98 degrees.
I think all of those still hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little
The
mbop.
last 5 years, that's Kelly. We have become
Oh, it's a head mask,
great friends, and
not a knit
I
helmet.
have to say, I can't even express how much meeting him is
Well,
changing.
yeah, I mean-
But this is not a love note to Kelly Shortenclear. This is a
I've since
powerful
met
message.
Kelly Short and Queer. He is lovely, by the way.
Sometimes
Oh, really?
you have to
Awesome.
step
Oh, yeah.
outside of your comfort
He
zone
brings the
to
party.
move forward.
Nice.
You know,
Is he a coworker?
Christie's invitation did
No.
not change my life overnight.
Angela was, and she'd bring him to parties and stuff.
It was a first step.
I like that he's like an accessory.
Altered my schedule a little bit.
Square dance.
And what it really did was allow
That's a lot of
me to
square
start
dancing.
cultivating
2 hours a night?
with people in Denver.
Like, and you're overlooking 3.5 hours of sorority life?
So the next time
That was an
That was the
online
best
game.
part of her day.
Simpler times. Simpler times.
I urge you to take a chance and say yes. And who knows? It might turn out to be your gay square dancing. Thank you very much.
Ah, Daniel, don't.
Tremendous. Oh, there's me.
Oh, you're
There's
stalking
Kat.
me. Hand clap.
That was aggressive hand clapping.
Okay, because I only get two.
That was always awkward when you come out and they were still out there and you just had to stand there.
Oh, that's loud.
Yeah. Excuse me.
It's
Yeah, our bumper music is plenty loud.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
like an angry didgeridoo.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it
Better
was.
than
And John was
Better
playing.
than a Vuvuzela.
Now, hold on. Kat, yeah,
All right.
Angela is. Oh, thank you. I forgot this was happening. So she may have tuned in to see part of that.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is how this is how we'll notify people. You're on right now.
You're
Tell
on
your
right now.
I did make that post on Facebook.
Mhm.
And now I know that at least Mel, Evans Cullum, and Nita Mosby Tyler, who you'll see later. for
Nice,
those of
yeah.
you that don't know who I'm talking about.
Let me do
Yeah.
my former radio guy promotional effort here, but Nita rolls out the most powerful metaphor. Like, just it's hard to take a metaphor for 5 minutes, and she just crushes it. It's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Very true.
And Mel is Silver Heels is next.
Yes.
It is. It's
It
next,
is.
and it's
Yes.
so appropriate for Halloween. I realized that afterwards.
That's true. Yeah, this is a very good Halloween. What did we what was our June one? Oh, Junoween
No.
was
we
our
didn't do-
Halloween in June.
Oh yes.
We tried.
Yeah.
I
In the
remember doing
past.
that costume thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember the lifeguard with the wild groin area,
What?
Sean?
You're gonna have to
Yeah.
go into
Oh,
detail.
God.
Those of
I
us
don't even want. I'm gonna get put on a list, and I won't be able to be around my kids. No, but there was one of the
the
costumes.
wild
Was a,
groin area?
there was a woman, and she was a lifeguard, and she like stuffed a wig in her nethers, so there was just a crazy amount of what like pubage coming down either side.
Well,
Was it like
which is
a,
another nickname now?
Yeah. Was it like Erica and her innuendos? Like
No, I don't even know.
she did like the sexual predator with like the predator mask and the I can't remember what she was
I
wearing.
was saying, she was a priest,
But-
and we'll see Erica Napolitano as
Oh
a
no,
priest.
that was the Bad Habit. That was the year she did Bad Habit.
Done
Yeah.
and a bad habit. Very well
Yeah.
done. Not a shock at all with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
If
her.
you are actually watching right now and are interested in us doing a future costume show, I
Oh,
would
yeah.
love to hear it because I've not
Yeah.
been able to parparticipate in one in the last
Oh,
6
Well,
years.
and I think the reason I got the blank face is I also haven't. Our Junoweens were always I was out of town. There was always the Ignite I wasn't even in town for.
I was.
So I missed
Clippy.
all of them.
You remember Clippy from Microsoft? I was Clippy during that show. And it's an easy costume if you want to kill for Halloween. I just got some I got like pool noodles and turned it into a paper clip and it was the big eyes and stuff.
I saw something. All right, so this was on a TikTok video, obviously. This
Oh,
guy,
it's like I'm talking to my teenager. Anyway,
he took a pool noodle and he cut it into thirds, and then he put like a slit on it. Sorry, so we have the tube, and then like he cut a notch there, and then he got a whole thing of pizza, and he put the pool noodle, maybe it was his laptop. Anyway, probably pizza, because that wouldn't electrocute you. He put the pool noodle on 3 sides of the pizza box, and it showed him sitting in the lying in the bathtub with this pizza floating in front of him. It was good story. That came from Clippy. This is what happens when you don't let me wear costumes at Ignite.
Oh, jeez. Well, thank you, Kat.
Well, there we go. There's another
So
vote
Heather
for
and Mel,
costumes.
There's
Yeah,
a
Heather
better
and Mel,
costume. But you know
costume.
what? Like my 6-year-old says, when COVID is over, can we just have a party that lasts 2 weeks? If this ever ends and we get on the other side, there should be some awesomeness that takes place.
Yeah.
Lindsay,
Yes.
boom, in.
Yeah.
We'll be counting these votes as we go.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right.
And we have a good costume segue because I just watched Mel's Silver Heels Prezzo, and it's about her fancy shoes, the Silver Heels woman.
Yes, and for those of you, it is you haven't seen it. You have
Silver Heels woman.
Dude, it's so timely too. It's about vaccines. And I love Mel, by the way. Kat and Mel do improv together, and when
in
COVID
the before times.
In the before times, yeah.
and the before back in the day,
before
yeah,
times, yeah.
BC before COVID, and just funny as all hell.
She's tremendous, and she has been doing some serious volunteer work to turn out the vote. So cheers to Mel.
Awesome.
Mel.
She has been busting her ass. So thank you. I have already voted. You guys, can I?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No, you
Done,
cannot.
done? All right.
Yeah.
Check.
No. Yep.
All right.
Dropped our ballots off this past weekend.
Vote by mail, right in the ballot box, right out front of the Arapahoe County Courthouse.
Nice.
I did like a Rocky Balboa, just ran up the courthouse steps thing.
I have a TikTok video of me submitting.
Oh, mine's on Twitter. I'm listening to REO Speedwagon and making out with the ballot box. So yeah.
I feel like super hella plain. I just walked up and put mine in.
We don't think you're basic just because you're not into TikTok.
Yeah,
John, I wouldn't say that you
a
are
basic voter.
Your vote
Jared and I are different. The fact that we are in the majority right now is strange and feels kind of good.
That is
Also,
troubling.
It probably is telling that your mental landscape is a much cleaner place than Kat and I, who are constantly trying to edit together the things that are happening in real time for a future TikTok video.
editing.
Yeah.
Like I know how to edit.
Right.
Anyway, let's watch Mel.
Let's
Mel-
watch
To
it.
make
All
this
right.
a thing.
Wait, I just got to
All
say, John, this is 8 minutes, 42 seconds. You may have to skim up to the front here.
Oh, I might be
All right.
chatty.
Yeah, if there's some vamping, I'll skim up. And for the folk, I didn't think to pre-do these to make sure that all the recorded audio was very high. These are all I just yanked them all back off YouTube. So if they're low volume, I'm sorry. At this point, there's nothing I can do on the fly. So just lean real close if they're very low.
It's more intimate that way.
Exactly. It's like we're there whispering.
Or TM Freisinger on Twitter. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, that one I just edited poorly too and had the last guy. Okay. Cat.
Before his talk, we were talking about Evil. Does anybody watch the show Evil?
Oh, should we leave the evil talk?
Through and get
I just
snippets
watched
of
the
Cat.
whole series.
Crap.
I'm
See,
gonna
I don't
start a
even know what it's
YouTube channel
called. What is that
Snippets of
called?
Cat.
Travis? Augmented reality. Several of you said that, but I only heard him. Yeah, I don't understand that. That scares the hell out of me. What?
Snippet of Cat.
My interaction with the audience is spot on.
If you want me to hear you and you say something, you should be prepared for me to ask what you said. Bless you, by the way.
And it's from Mel. Oh, I didn't realize it
All right,
blocks off
so
Cat's face.
Mel is a delightful friend of mine, and she said she was going.
And was 33 our last, or did we
She
do?
looks
No, Mel
hot as
actually
hell.
did a
That's fine.
follow-up.
I mean, I guess there could be sexy minors.
Was there? Did she do
There
one
could
after
be.
that?
It's fair. All right.
34 was our last, right? This year.
It's hard to know
Mel
who's
is a
talking.
sexy
Past Cat
minor.
and present Cat.
On the subject of costumes, she's had the great fortune to wear some amazing costumes, including the Cat in the Hat with a full
Salt
shoulder
out.
rigging to extend the
What's
neck,
it? Oh,
and a full.
if I lower the, oops. That
Side
muted it
note,
for everyone,
she
right?
used to do shots of olive oil and vinegar for fun. That's her laughing about it. But really, she did that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my most beautiful friends who took me to Lizzo last week, BT Dubs. I got a shirt.
Such good
anyway,
times.
yes, please, large round of applause for Mel.
Mel. She is
I
wearing
want to
silver heels.
quantify that is
What was that, Kat?
you're like a prospector and not minor. Like, can I please get 2 tickets for this R-rated movie? Now, if you're a Colorado native, like my dog, you might have heard this story before. Even if you've lived here for a while, you've probably driven by or maybe even climbed Mount Silverheels in Alma. This 13er is the 29th highest peak in Colorado and the 55th highest peak in the U.S. Nestled right between Alma and Blue River on your way to Breckenridge, it once hosted a settlement by the name of Buckskin Joe. Now, Buckskin Joe
More
is now
towns should
a
have names
ghost
like that.
town,
Mhm.
but in the mid
Where are you
19th
from,
century,
Buckskin Joe?
it boasted a very active mining town.
And I think Stapleton went to
Originally
Central Park,
settled
and they
by
could have been,
non-indigenous people
you know,
in
Buckskin Joe was just
1950.
right there. Yeah.
Tammy. Yeah.
It was formally
Leatherback Harry.
organized into a town in 1860 when it was named Lorette after the only two women originally in the settlement, Laura and Jeanette Dodge.
They didn't even
It
get
became
there.
more popularly
Shit.
known after the very cool miner slash trapper slash man about town, Joseph Higginbottom, better known as Buckskin Joe.
I want Mel to narrate
Hear
my
him
life.
now.
Joe was supposedly the first man who found gold in them there hills. By 1861, Joe's namesake boasted about 2,000 residents. Now, despite being a smallish town by our standards,
I can't
Buckskin
squat
Joe
like you
still
guys.
had several gambling and dance halls.
It's got to not skip leg day.
If you're a naive, young East Coast girl who hasn't watched Westworld yet, you might have assumed that dance halls are just places that a miner could unwind and have a beer and enjoy a player piano and maybe watch some Americanized can dancing. Now older and wiser and 2 seasons into Westworld, we all know that the can was scandalous, not because of the display of ankles, but
Look at that dude's hand.
because
I know. I
split
hadn't noticed that the first time
rumors
around.
showed all
Like,
the way up to the
Is
cans
it-
when
that-
they did
what's-
some
what's
dance.
happening
as a
here?
kid?
Yeah.
And
what-
also
what's
dance
that?
hall girls were sex workers. Now, one such dance hall girl went by the name of Silver Heels for her
Ooh.
snappy dancing shoes. Some say her name was
Mel
Josie
is wearing
Dillon. Some say her
silver
name was
heels.
Gerda
I'm already
Bechtel.
slurring. This is good.
But the important thing is,
We're
no
off to a
one
great
bothered
start.
to find out for sure. Some sources also say
I also
that,
never realized that she stole a
she
transparent
wore
gift,
a
but
white
then
or a blue
didn't put it on right, and
mask,
so the
so your
background
girl
is there.
really wanted to
Oh,
remain
that's funny.
anonymous. She lived in a small cabin at the base of the mountain, and
I'm glad she has a warning for these pictures.
Yeah.
and she spent her nights dancing and maybe ooh, that's far ahead, dancing and providing sexual services in
This
a
is for all you
profession
mask
entirely of her
slackers.
own
I never
Wearing
want to
a
hear
mask.
the phrase
Maybe
sexual
spent her
services.
days
but
with
look
her
at these pictures again.
boyfriend and or studying for the medical exam and counting her gold nuggets. We don't know because she was completely anonymous. In the winter of 1961, smallpox struck Buckskin Joe. Smallpox is literally and
We're glad, Mel.
figuratively not pretty. Caused by a virus that kicks things off with a fever and vomiting and finishing things out with explosive lesions that primarily affect the skin.
I like the
mucous
delivery on
membranes.
lesions.
Yeah.
Smallpox is.
I thought you said
malignant
legions.
And
Like legions
hemorrhagic
of legions.
versions has
Explosive
about a 30%
legions.
mortality rate.
30%
So all the
mortality. If you
women
didn't hear
and
that.
children of Buckskin Joe pieced right out of there, but the miners were like, "Hell no, am I leaving all my gold with these shifty miners?"
That's creepy
And
as that.
Silverheels stayed too,
Yeah.
whether to nurse her lover
Not a ghost,
or to
though.
take care of her friends. But she went from house to house, caring for the sick and burying the dead. Either way, she saved about 1,000 people from smallpox.
Yeah, she did.
It's
When the
awesome.
winter of 1961 ended and the spring of 1962 began,
That would have been 18.
the miners wanted to
Yeah.
thank her for all her help, and they raised
Vaccinate
about
your kids.
$4,600, which in today's money is about $131,000 or a small down payment on a house in Wash Park.
Yeah. Still accurate.
But Silverheels was nowhere to be found.
Here's
She
the
had
goal.
left, no stagecoach had left town, and no one could find her. All they could do was to name the mountain after her nickname. And today, legend says if you visit the cemetery in Buckskin Joe, you'll hear a voice whisper softly on the wind. The study that said vaccinations cause autism was disproven.
That's great.
Every
Really
time
appropriate.
every time I think about one, or I see a post where someone says something, and you want to reply with like, narrator, they did die. It's Mel's voice that
is in your head.
fills that in for me. Yeah.
And for those of you that missed what Mel said at the very end, A, because she was whispering, and B, because John was laughing. She said the study. Oh God, Mel, you may have to correct.
I got it.
The study that
shows vaccines cause autism has been disproved. I think.
Yeah.
That's the whisper you hear in the hills.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that story. I thought that was so well done. And she gets serious points for not freaking out when her slides were over, because I've done this, and so have lots of other people. When they see that they're done, suddenly amp up themselves to like chipmunk voice to try and finish.
Yeah, to deliver everything.
I got this. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you might think you're a strong person, but go ahead and put yourself in front of an audience with auto-advancing slides. It's weird how that manipulates your soul.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You go from stoic to just all-out squeaky in a matter of like 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you fall out of sync, then just all hell breaks loose, and
then it's gone.
And I kind of want to thank Mel. I think for Halloween, if we're not trick-or-treating and stuff, how about dressing up like Silver Hills lady in the Victorian outfit in the cemetery and just stand and mourn at a certain tombstone? I don't know.
I look forward to seeing these pictures, Jared.
I know, that'll be amazing.
Yeah. Get everyone you know, go hang out in the cemetery looking all ghostly. Yeah.
My daughter has hit peak cemetery standing place. We are all in. She told me yesterday that she wants to get combat boots.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so proud. And the fact that her teenage years are aligning with what I wore when I was a teenager, I can't.
Don't tell her I had to ask this, but would that be Doc Martens?
Those would be Doc Martens, unless you're shopping at Target, in which case they are generic combat boots.
Those are Croc Martens.
Yeah, I say those are Doc Stevens.
Yeah, perhaps at Christmas time we may look at actual Doc Martens. I will say I have ordered her a gift already. This has nothing to do with Silver Heels. I am here for distraction.
Hey,
we bought her a backpack with like a spaceship bubble window.
For the cat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So those and combat boots. That's Christmas.
Did she get to take the cat to, she could
take it to
school is a thing that doesn't happen anymore. Well, yeah, could she take it to school? Like the cat and a trapper
school
keeper?
is shut down now. So if by school you mean sitting at a desk in the bedroom, yes.
If school ever returns to normal,
normal.
Is it a cat and a trapper keeper and like a pencil box?
COVID or no, there is no normal. Yes, I should take her to a cemetery. Now we're gonna have to do a photo shoot.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she's now stolen half of my clothes, but not this yet. This is my Hocus Pocus shirt.
I have an idea, a family
Very
idea
nice.
for you, Kat.
Yes.
Some like creepy cemetery TikToks.
I am so into that.
Start some rumors, like maybe hang some Blair Witch stuff on the trees or whatever, and just found footage. TikTok found footage. Is that even a genre?
That is a genre.
Oh, but you are way ahead of me, and I'm kind of happy to say that.
So Simpsons did it, basically.
That was one of my favorites. That's one of the ones that I chose because I love stuff like that is totally out of left field. And I learned something, and that's tremendous. And I still haven't gone there. And I'm sure when she did the talk, I'm like, I'm going to Alma to check out that ghost town. And it has not yet happened.
If it helps feel any better, I bet much of the audience also thought that and probably also didn't go.
All right. Well, now we can't all go at once. Like 5 of us can go.
Angela approves of your TikTok knowledge.
Thank
I just
you,
want to
Angela.
say that I grew up in Gould, Colorado, and it was a ghost town even while I was there, which I don't think did much for my self-esteem. But there's a public radio series on my hometown. It's I'll tweet it on my Twitter, but it's really good about how
somewhere else.
Huh?
You could tweet it elsewhere, but it really wouldn't make sense. I'm entertaining myself.
Did I just say? Yeah, well, no, that's great. There's a cemetery that needs you. Well, that's not like a fast threat. I'm sorry. I'm talking about Halloween stuff. Okay.
Gould Cemetery. Public
and
radio.
now for our next performer, we're at Jeff Gamet.
From all the way back, Ignite Denver 16.
Good talk.
Good, yeah. Like, why is it so quiet? I'm looking at the spreadsheet so I could tell what Ignite it was. It's like dead silence. I was like, oh shit, did I just end this thing?
I closed my laptop, so I'm ignorant and confession. I also really have to pee, so I'm trying to time when okay. Yeah. Can we take a 5-minute, not even 5, like a 3-minute pee break? My bathroom is rough.
We can do a bio break while Jeff is talking, and we'll come back because
I can sit and watch Jeff all alone.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going right now. John, roll us into this thing, and
all right. You're gonna miss you. This one is a you.
Let's look at creepy people in Starbucks with our very talented sketch artist and everything else friend Jeff Gamet.
Oh, the old days.
Hey, thanks. Hey there, I'm Jeff Gamet. I'm a journalist and a blogger, which means I spend way too much time sitting at my computer writing.
And a good doodler.
Because I get to write about a lot of really cool stuff. The problem, though, is that sometimes I just really can't stay concentrated. So my fix for that is to pack up my laptop, head down to Starbucks, and
if ever we get to go back out into the real world, follow Jeff because he also tweets these things.
Mental inspiration, and I get that inspiration from watching stupid people. Okay, turns out though that these people, they're doing stupid stuff, but I can actually learn stuff from them. I've actually
that was very fast, Jared.
These inspirational
I was timing you.
Messages, and I'm going to tell you about some of those.
Oh,
okay, so this woman, she comes into Starbucks. She's got her dog in her arm. She walks up to the counter and places her order. It's like a jumbo whippa frappuccino frappy.
I love his drawing.
And I'm watching it. I'm thinking,
Jeff's drawings are amazing.
Coming up, he makes porn cute.
Does okay? Okay, so it gets better. She grabs her dog.
TikTok porn.
The other end of the counter to get her.
That's probably a thing too.
And she puts her dog on the counter again. Okay, now the baristas, they set my drink on the counter, and the dog, he now starts wagging his tail, and he's panting, and he's all excited, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? I'm really not interested in these drinks anymore. Now, she taught me a lesson, this countertop dog lady, and that's don't shit where you eat, because dog-ass food doesn't taste good, okay? Now, it's not all about how
Picasso meets the New Yorker.
Sometimes it's about relationships.
Who did what to the New Yorker?
Oh, it's like a Picasso meets the New Yorker.
Oh,
that's his.
Yes.
It's weird. Like where there's no lines, I imagine there's a line. It's really good.
Yep. He missed his calling as a doodler. I don't know if that's a job, but
well, no, he's on it. He's on the doodle train right now.
And she kind of steps back, and she gets this nervous tremble in her.
In the before times, his Twitter was he doodled lots of he did these as well and shared them. Now, what he hears is like the sound of a needle dragging across a record, and there's this forever and an instant. This is very true, Mel. He is a super smeller, which is also a spark he gave.
Yeah, that's.
Which sounds miserable. That would not be something I'd want to be.
And then they spend this time trying to keep up their casual conversation with this horrible tension between them, talking about things like.
I remember watching this first time. I got stressed out hearing about this date tension thing that was going on.
Oh yeah, because the guy finally admits to the girl he wants her, and she's like, "No, I'm already dating your friend," and yeah, that's where we're at right now. If you're just joining us.
About relationships, that leads to talking about sex. And when you're talking about sex,
which is what you want to do at Starbucks.
That leads to talking about porn.
Jeff has a real.
There you go.
This is cute porn.
The best place
it's cute porn.
To watch porn.
It's got a bit of an Opus Dei thing going on.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious what the feather duster was going on.
True. Okay,
or is a cat at nine tails, I suppose.
He really likes like latte some corn on the go. He's holding his laptop like way up high so people can't see what he's looking at, but we can. Now, I really like naked boobs, but not in public like that. And this guy, okay, he was really into checking out this.
He's really good at drawing like tiny porn too.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
Cappuccino in his hand. No, that's
Very
not
detailed reverse
Also,
cowgirl.
Reverse cowgirl.
There's so many jokes here. That you guys are looking that closely.
You know what makes a guy always bug out like this?
I mean, it's not like you saw me go.
Yeah, I know too. The nice thing is, at least
I grew up with a grandma who had the cheap cable package, but if you could stare through the fuzzy, you could still spot stuff.
That was an art, yeah. Staring through the wavy lines.
I could see a nipple 100 yards through a snowstorm.
Where are we? I don't know, but if there's a blizzard, I'll spot the nipples.
And then I see the two guys at the back with their backs to the wall. They're intently staring at their laptops. They're doing a little research. Because who doesn't?
Suddenly research sounds dirty.
You want to look at some privates when you're out in public. Okay, now what these guys taught me is that you can't privately look at porn when you're in public because someone's always watching, and it's probably me. And all these people, they also taught me another
Jared
lesson,
or John.
which is,
Kat, like suddenly, just because we're all in this together, we're all watching the same thing.
Explore. They'll at least keep you entertained.
I
would never teach you something too. And I
This is very meta.
Check it out. Thank you very much.
I have no idea how Kat left that comment. What are you watching this somewhere and you could do that? Is that from YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm going. I think we just changed the game, kids.
Uh-oh. Are you just going to sit there quietly and not communicate?
Okay, I got to
Oh no, I'll still communicate. That's fine.
I mean Jared.
No, I'm going to try to do what Kat does, is multitask, and you might just see me collapse.
Both of us are going to have smoke coming out of our ears. Plus, I'm tipsy. I haven't been drinking at all. I thought I was going to really become a very seasoned, not alcoholic, but someone that would drink every day. My father had a drink every night when he came home from work when I was growing up. I thought I would be that
very
person,
madman.
except I never left for work because I worked from home, and I bought so much alcohol in like April, and I'm like, well, that's not.
I mean, we did have that like 30-minute prohibition in April, right?
Yeah.
Was that May? Like, so you had to stock up. Stocking up made sense then.
But then now I did for the show. I bought myself a box of wine and a 6-pack of White Claw.
Tonight, Joe?
So.
Yeah,
sounds very collegiate.
I'm 2 or 3 glasses of wine.
Are there like 12 other people in the room that we can't see?
No, it's just me and my box of wine.
Box of wine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Guys, I commit to this. This is how much I drink at regular night shows. Why should it be any different?
Yeah, there's that. There's that.
I was saying something and then I forgot.
I want to start waiting.
We got distracted by box wine.
When is she going to be hanging the bladder over her head and drinking it like a thirsty settler on us?
Like an IV with the dog, like in the bag.
There's nothing wrong with that. Don't judge me.
Listen,
no, those are just creative ideas we were offering up.
I have a fridge full of the like random beers that people have brought over the years, but we just keep in there. So we have beer. So I'm going through a variety of stuff, just kind of cleaning out the fridge. My alcohol palate right now is kind of like the Goodwill of leftover beer.
Oh, well, that's something. You know, what's really frustrating is that I need to start being able to write notes so that my brain doesn't have to try and remember things. Because there was something that sparked a thought during his spark, and it's now gone. So I'm like, okay, it had to do with porn.
TikTok porn? We already covered that.
It's not. No, I don't know about TikTok. God, now I'm gonna look it up, and that's gonna be bad.
You know it exists, so just pretend you looked it up. You're like, "Yep, that's a thing," and move on.
Okay, that's
because otherwise, you have to get sucked down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Or a worse hole.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, no rabbit gets harmed in the making of that video.
Oh, John's wife told me that there's a special crafter that makes fancy boxes to hide your box fine.
I
mean, I have so much acrylic paint and Mod Podge. I could do this myself. We're redecorating.
So it looks like you're just drinking from a knit cube. Like, it's not a problem then.
Yeah, we went to the horseshoe twice when it was by us recently, and yeah, there's a guy or a couple or whatever, a company that they make these cute little wooden boxes, and the front slides open, and you drop your bag wine in, closes over, the spigot sticks out, and it looks just like a box of wine, but it's, you know, beetle kill pine and fancy.
Wow.
Pine.
No, what's really hilarious is that we are 50 minutes into the show and we've done 3.
That's solid.
and you all were like, we can definitely get through 14. We'll be lucky to get to the 3 more that I have open. Okay. All right. This next one is from Ignite. We didn't know the number, but in 2019. So not that long ago.
Let me just say this. I really like the pitch. The camera on here is a little bit weird, but I like the story. And I think it's really good for now. You know,
it's really good for now. Oh, you mean the story is good for now, not this'll do, pig, this'll do.
No, I like the story. I'm just saying the camera work is a little bit different than other nights because you don't get to see the slides. And I didn't notice that until
yeah. Well, let's see.
But I think you'll like the story.
Is that in April from the 5th to the 27th, they're having Heather's the musical.
That was at the Bug
Right.
Theater.
Was that good?
Being performed here. So I would,
by the way, this is a fundraiser for the Bug Theater.
Yes.
Checking out any one of these festivals
I did not
or
make a little
shows,
thing. I should have made a little
because they have been treating us so well. And in general, we should be supporting local theater. So thank you.
Still accurate.
Hang on.
Yes. And
All
until
she's done, but she's
9
coming
more
back.
minutes, if you just go to Ignite and buy a ticket,
Okay.
all
So
the ticket
next
proceeds
person
go to
that
the
we have
club.
coming
So
up
buy as many
is
tickets as you
and
donate,
we're back. Okay.
and that goes to
Is
Ignite.
Danielle Dannenberg, and
What are
her
we doing?
talk is we don't need her. We don't
Just make her watch it.
Just know what I'm talking.
This was
the
a
weirdest thing.
Oh yeah,
though,
this is the
kinda
9-minute
true.
one.
And
Good God.
Style.
Yeah, it's a really
I don't
awesome.
think this is accurate.
Make people heard fence.
My good grief.
like
Oh,
family
whoop, there we go.
Cat box set.
3.5 minutes of cat.
Yeah.
What does family mean to you? Family means something different to everyone.
I need a beer.
I know people who believe family is everything, and I know others who believe friends are the family you choose. I believe family is the family you choose. I grew up with a mom, a dog, one blood aunt, and one first cousin. I loved them, but I always felt part of a much bigger family. I can remember at least 10 families who referred to me as their third or fourth daughter throughout my life.
You almost
So
got a
I
crap
created
show.
my own definition of family, a group of people related by love.
John?
Those adopted
Yes,
families
sir.
would bring me to holidays and family dinners and once even a family reunion. I was related by love. And here's the thing. I grew up as an only child. And usually when I tell people that, they think of all the judgments they have about only
Oh, yeah.
children and
You
either
just
say,
zoomed in.
you don't seem like an only child at all, or they say, that makes sense. You see, my mom had chosen to only have one child because she was a self-proclaimed single mother by choice. When she found herself single at 40, instead of finding some other guy to be her partner, she figured, why wait? So she kind of just said, screw it all, and got a sperm donor, and she made me. I first asked about family when I was 2, turned to my mom and said, where's my dad? She said, you don't have a dad. And I said, oh, and kept playing. Just like I always knew this woman was my mom, I always knew I was conceived by anonymous sperm donor number 11.
So
And here he is. Brown hair, brown eyes, 175 pounds, olive skin, likes guitar and racquetball, had an MBA like me. I never longed
And
for a
does not have
dad,
any
but
hearing problems.
I always wanted siblings, someone to stay up late with and make lemonade stands with. And when my mom told me she wasn't going to have any more children, I suggested we adopt. When she said no to that, I'd ask for a pet instead. Eventually, when I was 10, she caved and got me a guinea pig. I named him S'mores, and I was so happy. But after 3 months, I put S'mores up for adoption. Turned out caring for a guinea pig was more work than I expected a sibling to be.
Yeah, I think
And I
curious
admit
what-
my
what guinea
fantasies
pig
of siblings
Does that
were
just mean
probably
putting
better
them in a
than
field?
reality would have been, but I wanted a buddy that didn't have 4 legs. And when I was 17, that wish came true, but in a much different way than I imagined. There was a website called the Donor Sibling Registry. You paid $99 and got to see anyone who had the same sperm donor as you. I found 5 half-siblings who shared donor number 11. I met my first
Brother got
half-sibling,
around.
Max, in 2009, and he immediately became my brother. We've since shared 3 Thanksgivings together and have taken multiple trips from California to Bogota, Colombia.
I have Butterfinger in
And
my
for
mouth, but
years,
these
we thought it
pictures
was just
are
the 5 of us from that website. But then in 2015, the
I
at-home
remember, they
DNA
were really
testing
good.
service 23andMe gained
Wait, what were good? I
popularity.
didn't catch all of it.
You
'cause
send
of
in
the
some
Butterfinger.
saliva and you learn about your genetic history, ancestry,
Peanut
and they show you a
butter
database
Snickers.
of DNA relatives. We started discovering more and more half-siblings. I met my first sister, Frances, in June, and meeting her felt like running into someone I had known my entire life, though we'd only just met.
That's very bright.
We share almost the same mannerisms and are always looking for things we have in common. We've had a ton of fun FaceTiming with Max and another new sister, Ariel. I started off as an only child, but I now have 16 siblings and counting. That number just grew again last month. We're planning our first sibling union for August. In the year 2013, my mom was diagnosed with ALS. And if you're not familiar, ALS is a progressive disease leading to paralysis, a terminal illness with no cure. She was given a life expectancy of 2 to 5 years, but she died 6 months later. She was 62. I had just turned 22. And becoming parentless at such a young age was hard. It had always just been the 2 of us. I could have felt so alone, but I knew I had so much family around me. I have brothers and sisters who I didn't grow up with, but who are my siblings. I have friends I've known for 10 years that might as well be blood. I have so many adopted families. And though I was in a unique situation to find new family, I created one in my own way too. So no matter if you
I
love
think
the
Jared might
family
have
you
just
grew
been
up
having his
with,
dinner
or
during this one.
always wish you had a different
That's why
one,
the camera didn't move.
I believe we can all create our own families. And I challenge you to go out and redefine what family means to you. And whoever they are, love them fiercely. Because if we all did this, maybe we could all feel a little less lonely and a little more loved. Thank you.
I wonder how their union went.
Oh, yeah.
Good
By
question.
now.
Yeah, get a follow
Yeah.
up.
What's followed,
I have
especially
the
now that
email.
we've rewatched it, be like, okay, well, now we've rewatched it, so now we're really cute. Like,
Well,
Would it be
yeah.
weird if I just emailed her right now? Oh God, we have a dog. That's unnecessary. Okay.
The sheer number of people that I've gotten to meet, I can't imagine how many people you've met, John. Jared, same.
yeah.
Really, the number of people we've gone through and have built this community, it would be so great, again, in the after times, to have some big Ignite reunion and just
that's a good
invite
idea.
everybody.
That would be awesome.
We will
Yeah.
be walking in the midst of each other's moist droplets because we are free of the COVID.
And that's what we will
Of
call
each
it.
other's moist droplets.
Yeah.
Man,
Ignite Denver Moist Droplet Reunion.
It's my new wet dream. It's just like not caring about moist droplets. Kat, you and I talked about that. I was going to write a thing for McSweeney's about dreaming about the backyard barbecue where a kid sneezes near the potato salad, but we don't care so much because kid sneezes are kind of cute. And there's that abhorrent fruit and marshmallow thing, and somebody, drip some sriracha in it, but we don't care. And I'm drinking out of a solo cup that might be mine. I'm not sure. I'm kind of hoping it's my neighbor's cute wife because she seems cleaner than him, but whatever. I'm still going to go for it. Like that right now, that is my sunny day backyard.
For the record, the non-children people are not okay with the child snot.
Jared and I, you might be.
Yeah.
Jared and I actually had this fever dream conversation months ago, and I was like, you need to submit this article or whatever that you have not yet written to McSweeney's, because if you don't, then I will. He never did, I never did, but now that I've been reminded.
Yeah. I'll write a thing down. And
Plus now everyone watching could steal
tag
this too.
team. Anyway, we could
yeah.
move right along.
Time's of the essence. All right, so this one is real. It won't be as enjoyable to watch as I'd hoped. I don't know why it downloaded it.
Oh no!
Really, no, because this is our most highly watched. This is from Ignite Denver 9, so it's the earliest one we have. Hence the shit video, but it has over now at the time I grabbed it 89,000 views on YouTube, which for YouTube celebrities is nothing, but for Ignite Denver that is like we go from like this one with 90,000 views to like our next one has maybe like 50 or 60. Like there's a high number in between.
I think it was Chrissy. She had close to 60,000.
That might be it. Yeah, there's a fairly big gap. It wasn't like these ratchet down. It was like this one, the next one, and then it was like all the other 30 odd Ignites down there with like a few thousand views. And this one gets comments even to today. Most of them are not weird YouTube, like typical YouTube comments. They're at least rational humans expressing liking this topic.
Well, that's unsettling.
Yeah, agreed. Like, I don't know why this attracts so many people.
Well, I gotta say, if you're out to get YouTube views, do a dialect video, because I did a kind of a fake game show on the streets of Boston about what did the Bostonians say. They were using like Bostonians, and that thing gets views and comments all the time. And it was like 8 years ago that I did that thing. So,
I will
this
learn
guy
this
does
from
a really good
TikTok
job.
now.
There
Okay.
you go. My personal best on YouTube, and I haven't looked to see what the view count is lately, but was me when we lived in Rhino. I took video of when that tornado like semi-formed over Coors Field, and the air raid siren things were going, and so of course we all ran up to our rooftop decks so that we could die quicker. But I videoed, videoed that for a while, and then was like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I'll just put it on YouTube, I guess. That gets comments and views all the time. Most of those comments are shitty YouTube people comments, but the views are good.
Anyway, Ignite Denver.
Yeah. All right. So this is Pittsburghese with Tim Nicholas. 90,000 people have viewed this YouTube video. It's probably going to be low volume, by the way.
Oh, right now it is.
My goal for the evening is to
That's
teach you
good.
a little bit about
Yeah,
my
it
native
doesn't sound
tongue,
too bad.
Pittsburghese. It's a dialect that you may not know this, but most people
Helene
in
is
the
down.
speaking world can't even understand it. That's why I think it's so entertaining. Hey.
See? Pittsburgh people in the audience
the
even.
Galapagos Islands of American dialects. It's unique. It's basically been unadulterated by the outside world. It sounds pretty cool, but growing up, I hated it. I thought it sounded stupid. I thought that Pittsburgh, all it had to offer was football and big hair. I got out of there as soon as I could. But you know what? That blue-collar melting pot really grew on me, and I'm here to say today that I love Pittsburgh.
Who does?
That's why I get so many YouTube hits right
Learning
there.
about Pittsburghese, getting acquainted with it, was a job in high school in an office during the summer. There was this really heavy guy, and people would say, "Hey, Cal, what's
It's
up,
a map
Cal?"
of the world.
I was just going to say that's the map of the
People
world on
were
the couch.
jerks. Then I walked up to his desk and saw his nameplate. It said Kyle. Oh, Kyle, the long I. It all made sense then. And the thing to learn about Pittsburgh here is it's all about the thongs. The long I in Kyle is what's called a diphthong. And a diphthong is basically two short vowel sounds that slide together. Pittsburghers love to shorten diphthongs into monophthongs. So the words vowel and vial are actually pronounced vowel. So Berg poetry is really easy because
Berg
everything
poetry.
rhymes. Here's one I wrote the other day. I ran for a mile, then reached for a towel to wipe the sweat from my brow. I'm not making this up. This is how we actually talk in Pittsburgh. Now here's time for something a little bit more advanced. Yin's got irons in the cooler for distillers gaming at. And how'd you like to run down Giant Eagle and pick me up a pound of jumbo for sandwiches and that? That's real Pittsburghese. So we're going to do a little warm-up exercise that I got from pittsburghese.com. I'd like everyone to say...
I forgot that was a thing. I don't know if it still is.
It's very articulate. Now I want everyone to massage your jaw and relax. Think lazy thoughts.
Lazy
Just
thoughts.
let it slide out. That is the sound you want. That is foundational to all Pittsburghese, the word "ot." Now the next exercise is, I need some water.
I'm glad that
That
slide's
will
not
make
any
the
bigger.
Sound.
That's me when I have waxed my
Now
upper
bite
lip.
down on your tongue as hard as you can until it bleeds. That will remind you that we do not make that sound in Pittsburghese. Don't ever do it. The second person pronoun in English is you for both plural and singular. In the South, they use the plural, they say y'all. In Pittsburgh, it's either yins or yuns. You're a yinzer or a yunzer. I'm a yinzer. We also say inat after everything, which that's cut off. How'd you like a cold beer, Inat? That should be at the end there. Anyway, Inat is
But the
kinda
Steeler
like
logo's there.
Canadians say a. They say it after everything. It doesn't mean anything. It adds absolutely no information to the sentence. So Pittsburgh is a still town. Still is made in a mill, and yes, they rhyme. Still is made from iron. Yins all know iron. You iron your pants in that whenever they get wrinkles. In Pittsburgh, we drink Iron City beer, and while we watch the Stillers play. The Stillers play in Heinz Field,
They
which
really
is
call it the
downtown.
Stillers?
And you know,
Probably.
you all know that song
I wonder
by
if they're all
Hitchell
waiting for
Clark,
boo.
Downtown?
Be funny if that was the only thing they
Yins are
didn't pronounce that
alone
way.
and
They're like, no,
making you
it's the
lonely, You
Steelers.
can always go downtown. Wow, that worked. I tried that on some friends today, and they looked at me like I was an idiot. The entire planet calls that meat product right there bologna. But if you're a Yinzer, you call it jumbo. And that chipped ham, we call it chip chop. Great for making sandwiches.
I might have to keep that
So
one.
where do you
Chip chop.
go to buy sandwiches? that
Bologna
meat?
is jumbo?
You go down to your deli counter at your local. Well,
Connor.
if you're a Jagoff and you might say Giant Eagle. But if you're from the Berg, you say John Eagle. Or Eagle, or the Big Bird. Now it's time for us all to try it out. Yin's got irons and jumbo sandwiches in the cooler for the Stiller game than that. Let's everyone say it together. Yin's got irons and jumbo sandwiches in the cooler for the Stillers game in that. Now you're ready to party with that guy. Now I know some of you are embarrassed about your hometown like I was, but I've got advice for you. Just let it go. Be like that guy.
Let it go and get
Yins should be
90,000
proud.
YouTube views
And that.
over the course of 10 plus years, I guess now.
Kat, you're from Kansas City, right? Or Kansas?
Yeah.
Is there a dialectical thing that you could share with the rest of us who aren't from the Kansas rectangle?
I just actually now you need to ask me if I was from the Kansas side or the Missouri side, and the answer is it doesn't matter.
Okay. Good.
To you or to them?
To anybody.
Oh.
To them it matters, but really they don't know why they're even asking, other than the fact that they know that Kansas City crosses the state line, and somehow that's supposed to make them go, oh hey, I know that this guy crosses the state line. He knows that. Wow, means nothing. So when we moved here from Kansas City in 2005, what we found to be weird, I don't think there are any real words that we didn't use, although crab rangoon and crab cheese wontons, everybody in Kansas City calls them crab rangoon, and so that was a weird transition that we had.
Wait, they call them rangoons instead of wontons?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what they call them? And Nicole's going to yell at me. She's in the living room watching this on our TV. Where she's from, they call them Peking raviolis.
Oh yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
Wow.
No, the other thing though is when you'd ask somebody, how are you in Kansas City, or really just the greater Midwest area, you would
Sorry, I was just being scolded across the house.
Yeah. You would get a full download of like exactly where you're at.
Oh.
Where your family's at, where anything. Like if it was less than 2 minutes, they were angry at you. So when we moved here and I was like, how are you? And somebody would be like, fine. I'm like, oh, we're not friends then. Okay. So getting used to people not volunteering all of their messy personal business actually took a while. So
did you say soda or pop or Coke?
It was mostly pop, but I also was born on the East Coast, so I carried soda with me.
See, my mom in Chicago, she brought pop to me, and I grew up with pop, and then I went to college, and everybody was like, you're so unsophisticated. When we drink our sugary beverage, it's soda. And I was like, pop, pop. And then I heard myself saying it, and I sounded like an idiot. I'm not even saying a word. I'm just making a mouth noise.
No, because I lived in Chicago as well. I lived in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Chicago, Kansas City, rural Missouri.
Oh.
And now here.
Yeah, because I had some Texas friends, and they called every soda Coke.
I've heard that for the South.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if they just got to simplify it for some of the people, but just curious now that we're talking about dialects.
All right, where are we at now?
We're Gina.
This thing. Oh, well, that's a bummer.
What happened? What are you doing?
I'm reading the comments, and Helene was educating me on the YouTube channel.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, Helene,
Oh,
exactly.
let's get to this. Jenna's the next one, and I am thrilled that we get to show this one. Again, so great that we're showing this now a mere 2 weeks before the election.
Yes, because when was this one from? 26. So this was a while ago. 10 Ignites.
Uh-huh. This was probably right after someone got elected.
Well, it's 2017. Yeah, you could.
Yep, it would have been first quarter.
Yeah.
I just see your fairy tale childhood get turned on its head with one election, and I'm happy that we can provide the therapeutic opportunity to share this.
Jenna's amazing, and
Yes.
I hope that she continues to speak up and use her voice because it is fucking phenomenal.
And she sings, so stay tuned.
There we go.
Jenna Ozels.
Rocking out.
Many people will
Such a
casually
simpler
ask
time when that was
themselves
all.
a question like this every single morning. I don't know about you, but I was asking myself this question all day today.
So classy.
A lot of people will say, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's crazy," or "he's mentally ill," and the problem with that, not only is that super problematic for people who actually have mental illnesses, but the thing is, I have had a revelation. The way that the townspeople in Beauty and the Beast fawn over a guy like Gaston is the exact same reason why they fawn over Donald Trump. It's toxic masculinity and our culture's support of these types of ideals. Now, of course, this is not saying that being a man is bad. And I'm not going to talk at you for the next 5 minutes about how sexism defined the election, even though it totally did. But when I say toxic masculinity, I mean things that we ourselves do, like telling our sons that they can't wear skirts or nail polish or things like that, and telling them to man up when they cry. You know what that kind of stuff does? It turns us into the kind of people who would elect a man like this. That's
The
what it
Gaston
does.
face on the Trump look like
So to
silly
men
putty.
like Gaston and Donald Trump, everything is about power. Everything is about admiration. It's about pride. Now, Gaston does this via how big and strong he is and how much he's a hunter and he provides things. Trump, not necessarily a physical specimen that we're going to be lusting after necessarily, but he does try and use this. He's very concerned that you know that his hair is real and that his hands are not too small. He really wants you to know that.
Forgot about the small
This kind of stuff becomes
Yeah.
toxic for Gaston is antlers in all of his decorating. Donald Trump uses the American culture of admiration for rich people to do basically exactly the same thing. We admire
I like that
these
he's snapping
traits.
that picture with a
Now,
Polaroid.
we know the man has a complicated relationship with women. That is one way to put it. But Donald Trump is the kind of guy that treats women as trophies for him to bolster himself up. And how do we know this? Well, the type of guy like Gaston says she's the most beautiful girl in town, and that makes her the best. Donald Trump runs a beauty pageant, so if you want to fight me on that one, we can talk outside, but that's the same thing right there.
Still outside
Now,
the Oriental Theater.
Both of these two have a real problem with consent. Gaston shows up to Belle's house with a wedding party already planned, and, Donald Trump brags about assaulting women. Neither of them are ever more upset or erratic than if they have been humiliated by a girl. Neither of them can handle that. Now, even the filmmakers recognized this when they were making the new movie. In 1991, this scene includes the villagers just kind of singing the chorus. In the new movie, they responded by Gaston singing, "Call it war, call it threat. You can bet they all will follow, for in times like this, they'll do just as I say." Well, what did that do? That turned our friends and neighbors into a screaming mob. Where else have we seen that kind of thing that Gaston can make the villagers do? Now, hey, you know what? Nobody asked my opinion on updates to lyrics for the new
more like
movie, but
Alec
I would go with this one that admittedly a friend sent me. No one's droll like Gaston. No one trolls like Gaston. No one fits his assigned gender role like Gaston. He's especially fond of the patriarchy. I could go on for hours describing the similarities between the two of them, and I probably wouldn't be able to cover it. The thing is, Beauty and the Beast is ultimately a story about transformation. It is about returning those types of negative traits that toxic masculinity treats people. It's about turning them away. The Beast is so much more tolerable, though still, of course, very problematic. There's the whole Stockholm Syndrome thing, but I don't have time. He is so much more tolerable.
We could probably do an entire night just on Beauty and the Beast.
He has recognized at least a vast majority of these things, and he has decided to call it out. What I ask of each person in this room is to never tell your sons to man up. It is to never tell them that any emotion that is not anger is okay, because guess what? We cannot march our way out of the repercussions of 2016. If we want to make America dope again, then we need to be counting on this kind of behavior in our own lives and saying it's not okay. Thank you.
Well done. Good.
I think this is a good time to interject real fast, although I've made it blatantly obvious. Ignite Denver does not necessarily advocate for the opinions of the people that are speaking, although I will own up to the fact that I really do not like our current president. But yeah, there have been topics throughout the years where we're like, we do not agree as a whole with what this person is saying, but it's the fact that they're passionate about saying it, and we respect that.
Exactly.
Yes. So
it was such a good thing. And then she finishes up and then I come lumbering out and I'm wearing pants. I haven't seen me in pants in so long.
As opposed to.
I haven't. Who's
shorts?
Who's been wearing pants?
I just want to be clear because,
I don't even wear shorts anymore. I mean, I'm just.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Now. I'm just that's.
I saw Jared back in August. He had just been tested for COVID.
Mm-hmm. And was wearing pants?
And no, he was not wearing pants. We did
that wasn't part of the
comedy show in Walden.
Right.
Outdoor stage.
Amazing.
It went perfectly. We couldn't have been any better.
Nice.
Still haven't been paid, Jared.
Oh, you gotta tell me these things. I gotta get.
Hey!
You got an editor.
Let's do another.
Huh? I'll just ping him.
Let's do another one. Let's just burn through as many of these as we can.
Right.
Oh, well.
Do you want to do Eric?
Well, we did mention we were going to do Eric.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to do Eric?
Nobody, especially in his Pope outfit. Wait.
I think this is life as a mashup, and there's so much going on here. It's a little like a fever dream, but he put so much into it.
This was the first one I attended. Possibly I was in it. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is from 15. So.
Oh no, then I was in 4. Okay.
Yeah, that would have been.
I'm going to keep selling it while you guys pontificate. Like I just called home to my parents, and you're fighting over 2 different extensions on the phone about what color scarf your friend was wearing. When you
I have it. Pick up the phone. No, I'm on it.
There's great Photoshop. I love his remixes. I love the white shots.
Okay,
I'm wearing pants again. I was so successful.
DJ said.
Oh, wait,
extra ball there.
Yeah, that's what light does to it. I'm like a disco ball. Look at that light. It's great.
We're right on top of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaker, coach, consultant, and DJ. Save your breath. I'm here
His logo makes me think of
2013.
work-life balance. I want to talk about not opting out or leaning in.
This is the first one I saw. Eric, you're the reason that
you set the bar for that.
Midnight Denver today.
Nice.
And that thing makes you think differently about those.
Yeah, Eric is one of my favorite people.
But it's wholly original.
Even when he's not DJ Save Your Breath, but extra then.
Then never mind.
Yeah, is it the Pope that ranks higher?
The Pope helps. I've still never seen DJ Parachute Pants, which is his other alter ego.
I haven't seen that.
Family, your friends, and you bring it together to make something wholly derivative and wholly original, and it might even be wholly unholy.
Yeah, he really just raises the bar.
Yep.
So why would you want to make your life a mashup? Well, first of all, you got to admit that work-life balance is bad. Work life is a false dichotomy. Work is an integral part of our lives, and balance is just the wrong metaphor. It implies give and take. It implies taking things away and making room for other things, carving up your pie into smaller and smaller pieces. Nobody in life ever said they needed to improve their Star Wars, Star Trek balance, right? So when you make a life mashup, you allow yourself to give
Poor
the right
Han.
amount of attention to the right things at the right time. And sometimes in life, you need to pay more attention to work than family. Other times, spend more attention to family than on work. And when you get that right, you feel
He was really rocking too.
stressed, you feel happy, you feel good.
Can't unsee that. All right.
No. Especially the gap in his lower teeth. That's disturbing.
Is that the Mandalorian?
So
that was Boba Fett. Yeah, DJ Save Your Breath
There's 3 simple steps.
Pardon me, well, I look stupid.
preceded Mandalorian by years.
And third and most difficult, you fine-tune your mashup. So how do you craft a vision for your mashup? Well, first of all, you look
I would totally watch
at
Ghost
your
Muppets.
changes in your life. Are there areas where you're giving more than you're getting? Or are there areas where you're getting more than you're giving? Are there areas where you want to get more or areas where you want to give more? Then you look for win, 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 win opportunities. Are there areas where you can take what you learned
Win,
from your
win,
accounting
win,
job
win.
and apply it to
Am I
your
frozen?
volunteer work?
All the wins.
Learn to be a better
I think
DJ
I'm
by
frozen.
teaching your kid
You're
how
not
to
frozen.
spend time with
I'm
them.
not?
Those are the ingredients
No,
for
but by all means, keep acting like you are. This is
Take
hilarious.
action like Dr.
Everybody's
Jones and
frozen.
use your
Can
mashup.
you
That's step number
can you
2.
see? Am I?
You approach making a mashup like an experiment. When you make an experiment, that means you can't fail. You can only learn.
What has happened?
You get input from your friends, your family, your bosses, your coworkers on what's going to make
A
that
box of
mashup
wine.
successful for them. And then
I know, I can see it on my laptop, asshole. I
Not
can't
very good at first. Have you ever heard one of those really bad mashups where the rhythms don't go together, where the tempos don't match, where the songs aren't even in the
Oh,
same
if
key?
I shut
It sounds
down,
really
I'm
bad.
sorry.
That happens
Sorry,
to
Eric.
mashup too.
What?
That's where step number 3.
What do you think is happening?
Cat.
Now you're frozen. Oh,
How do you find
Now I'm
your
back.
mashup? Well, first of
you've
all,
been here this whole time.
Yeah, we don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, we don't know what was happening over there.
I feel like a parent of a teenager. Like I see it going on, but I don't know what's happening.
keep a journal. Write down the actions you're taking and the outcome you're getting, and then you use the OODA
Guys, I
loop.
miss people.
I know.
Observe, orient,
Isn't it
decide,
great? Like
act.
we could be assholes to each other, and it's been so long since we've been around each other. It's just totally acceptable.
Yeah. At this point, we'll take anything from anybody,
Until you have a
as long as it's
mashup
people.
that is finely tuned. Not something that's in balance,
I will say,
that's in harmony.
Eric's stickers overlapping stickers is driving me cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I mean, here's this guy putting on a massive show, and you're complaining about his laptop stickers. He just photoshopped this. That would take me like 2 years to make that little poster.
This is true.
Even Breckenridge Brewery is touching
I
his.
hope I haven't ruined too many of your favorite songs tonight.
Don't have any other
I
references.
also hope I made you think
Yeah.
differently about work. I hope when you leave here tonight, you
And now it's kind of bugging me.
work-life balance.
Yeah.
It's time for something
See?
new. It's time for something better. You deserve to bring together your volunteer work, your
I like that
spiritual
big tall boy at
life,
Pabst in the
family,
bottom corner,
friends,
too.
And your work.
I think I got him
Make
that
your life
night.
a mashup, to make something wholly derivative and wholly original, and yeah, maybe wholly unholy.
It's a whole lot of holy.
My name's Eric Guile. You can learn more at lifeisamashup.com.
Oh, do we still have this
Meantime, I hope you
website?
Go out there and make your life a mashup. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go type it in. See.
See. That was a good one. That was a lot of setup for a 5-minute talk too, getting his decks and everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't resolve anymore. Lifeisamashup.com.
All right. Well, everybody look up Eric Isle. ERYCEYL.
He's a super smart dude.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's also one of the kindest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
So.
Last time I saw him was at the Right Club.
I'm not
He
sure if
also-
I'm at Right Club or at Narrators. There's so many shows that aren't happening right now, you guys, that are tremendous. And God, you know, all the introvert jokes from like way back, I don't like any of you. Because right now the extroverts were hurting.
Yeah. I know.
We've been hurting. Anyway.
I would say the introverts, this is like our jam.
My
Yeah.
comedy gigs and stuff that were on the calendar for this year just keep popping up like dead Facebook friends. on
That's
my
the
birthday.
worst. Is the
Yeah.
event
Yeah.
remind, like when things were
You're like,
booked,
oh.
and it's like, hey, don't forget you have this thing going on. You're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
yeah.
it's rough.
but I did get Cadogan Walden on a stage 65 feet away from the audience.
It was amazing, and I wound up babysitting on stage.
On stage, while she was doing her show, she was babysitting 2 feral children.
It was so worth it, though. And that was the weekend
Were they Walden
before
children?
Cameron Pacifiers exploded.
The Cameron Pacifier exploded that week. You know what? They were Feral Aryans, which would be an amazing band. But yeah, they were they were the whitest kids I've ever seen. They made Larry Bird look Cuban, and they.
I wrote that down in my notes.
Right, and they wandered onto the stage, and the parents were like, "Oh, okay, there's an adult. We're good. Let's drink." And so she
there's an adult. Take our wild Aryans and go.
Yeah, she turned into Fred Rogers' kid sister and just started entertaining the 2 kids on stage, and we were all so taken by the spectacle that it worked.
It was not a high point in my entertainment experience.
And she had an improv partner who was just kind of left walking around the stage, trying to figure out quirky
I guess
ways.
you had to be there. We did not record it. Thank God.
Trying to figure out why there were wild Aryans on stage.
Yeah.
It was a different time, and I clung to it.
There you go.
In COVID era comedy with the stage 65 feet away, I didn't even know. I was in my own world. If people were into it, I didn't know, and it was great. I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's kind of like not being able to see the audience. At that point, you're just like, I don't even know if you guys are still here.
And I just went until it was dark, so I had no idea. I literally had no visual cues. No.
Still better knowing somebody was within a 100-foot distance than doing things virtually. Although, for those of you that have stuck with us for the last hour and a half, bless you.
Yeah,
I have a mouthful of Nestle Crunch in my mouth. And I'm fondling my iVoted stick.
Oh, who wouldn't? Democracy is sexy.
Again, basic voter here. I just stuck mine on something.
Oh. No,
yeah, I was gonna do encourage people to get out the vote. Well, with my wife and my get voted stickers as pasties, and I don't know, but she was like, "That's not going to encourage anything."
No, it's not. The Pop Sockets thing really should have taught you a lesson.
Well, hey, we raised the money. I mean, people were paying me to get dressed.
It's fair. I've got a question for you, John.
Okay,
Ask
does
the
it involve
moderator.
pasties, right?
Does this automatically shut down at 8:30?
No, I don't think.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, find out in 3 minutes.
Can we jump ahead
8:30 arbitrarily because I honestly was like,
right,
that's probably good. I don't know if we'll need to go longer than that. So sure.
Can
but I
we
don't
jump
know.
ahead? Is that possible or no?
Yeah. What do we want to watch?
I'm going to say we could just do one final wrap up one.
Yeah. Who do we want to be our final one?
Well, maybe 2, because we promoted Nita Mosby Tyler.
Yes,
but the next one, a good wrap up one, is Aaron Templar. Rhythm runs through it.
Well, why don't we watch Nita and then
Aaron?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Un momento. Oh.
And we thought we'd blow through 14. God, we're funny.
I know when I said that, there was the inner me was like, "No, that's Jared." Really?
Hold on. I'm adding it in Nita. Share audio. And this was from. So when was Nita's?
Nita was 23.
This is when we had our porn sounding intro music.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Sure did. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember doing this, but this is
You've
super
been
corny.
awesome. Please give it up for Nita Mosby Tyler.
Oh, there's Jared and Pants again.
Yeah. Apparently, Ignite just brings out the pants in you.
Thank you. So my mother couldn't name me Kimberly or Betsy or Susie. She had to name me something with soul. It was Dwinita, D-W-I-N-I-T-A, a name that you couldn't pronounce or spell, and some said was too ethnic, so I am Nita. So this is where I was born, Georgia, Southern Belle, Georgia Peach, and
I forget why we had that red
Atlanta,
carpet there.
1978. So this next photo that pops up is Georgia Stone Mountain. This is what I thought a mountain was. It's just a big hunk of granite, but I didn't know any better. In the middle of Atlanta, we had a great time having picnics at the bottom of the mountain while the Klan met on the top. But who knew? Here's my favorite picture. I'm the black girl. That's me. And that's Miss Ann, my ballet teacher. Miss Ann taught ballet in the black community because we were not allowed to take ballet with little white girls. I learned a lot about equity from Miss Ann. This is a very complicated picture for me because it reminds me of my past when I drank from the colored water fountain. When I was young, I wasn't sure why I drank from the colored water fountain, but it was there that I learned that there was something very different about me. I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot lately about water fountains and what the artifacts of the past are in 2017, and what the colored water fountain is and what the white water fountain is too. Yep, I'm from the South, so I like pie, but I don't like this kind of pie. I don't like the fact that the smallest slice of the pie has to be shared by the greatest number of people. Those inequities piss me off. So what water fountain are we drinking from when people don't have access, when people can't get to the top, when people can't even get in? What kind of water fountain are we drinking from when we have the audacity to judge who gets to love whom and how? What kind of water fountain are we drinking from then? What kind of water fountain are we drinking from when we feel like it's hate when we see people with head coverings and are mad about who they worship with and to and for? What water fountain are we drinking from? What water fountain are we drinking from when we have the audacity to think that immigrants don't belong here and refugees don't belong here and we can't remember where the backbone of this country came from? What water fountain are we drinking from? And what water fountain are we drinking from when we forget our elders?
500 of them can't
whose
find their
shoulders
parents.
we stand upon, where our sense came
That's
from,
literally the
where our
plot of
knowledge
every
comes
Venture
from.
Porn
What
movie with
water
Liam
fountain
Neeson.
are we drinking from?
Right?
And what
So
water
we should do
fountain are we
this.
drinking from when we badmouth millennials and we talk about their capabilities and we say ha 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 ha
There's so
as
many
if
more
they
of them than
didn't
us
carry
now.
the torch for who and what will be in the future.
Sorry, they don't know how to
So
organize.
here we are. I'm a Coloradan girl now. I'm still Miss Atlanta, but I can tell you this. I've learned a lot about water fountains in the state of Colorado. One thing that I can tell you about my journey in Colorado is I now know what a real mountain is. It's not a hunk of granite, and I'm not really worried about the Klan being on top for their staff meetings. It's really a beautiful thing, this Colorado. I also am showing up in some interesting ways. I think I've become the Miss Ann that I told you about a few slides back. I'm showing up in communities that aren't used to seeing people just like me and hoping to teach about equity and lift people up in ways that I was. You see, my water fountain has changed. I'm still drinking from one. There's still some problems with the water fountain, but it's got a new label on it, which is really sort of complicated, goofy, creepy, and strange. So I have some homework for you. I want you to think about this when you go back to your communities, your schools, your home. Look at your neighborhood. Take a look at the water fountains that are present in your neighborhood. What are they? What are they representing? And know this about water fountains. The signs are removable. The signs are interchangeable. And it's up to you to decide what the signs say, represent, or not. Thank you.
Man, that is so crisp. She doesn't do an or an or a pause
Yeah, she
or
was on
no
it.
slight anxiety.
She's done amazing things in the past 3 years too with the Equity Project.
Oh,
I
nice.
know that she spoke on the Denver TED Talk stage, and she's been so busy this year. My admiration of her has just grown since I met her back in 2017. I think she's phenomenal, and I'm so glad that we got to highlight that talk again.
We've definitely had some amazing people that go on. Not that United is small potatoes. We are, but some truly amazing people, you two included, have like graced the stage and then done really awesome stuff. We didn't show the video, but Chris Hines, Denver City Council member. Now I'm blanking on his name. He was in the plane crash, and
Mike.
Yeah, Mike did Ignite and then did TED and has gone on. Tons of people have been on Ignite and then gone on and done way more impressive things.
Jared and I have gone on to do way more impressive.
Well, yeah, look at
Hey,
me.
you guys were on the main stage in Walden.
No, it's true.
I mean,
It's true. It's
shit
kind
does
of
not get more real than
Brag
that.
about it, but
it's just 60 miles from Laramie, so yeah.
we are open to be hired for your virtual event or in person. Really, I'll wear 17 masks if I have to.
Yeah.
Just like because it's Halloween time, or just in general?
What? Oh, just in general. The hugs. I miss hugging people.
Yeah.
There's not a really good analog for hugging.
No.
Oh, that's well said.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, somebody hugged me the other day, and it was weird. I froze. I got like, I don't know if this is some defense mechanism, but I was just turned it out.
It's become awkward. Physical contact
Yeah,
is
we're gonna get back to in-person stuff eventually, and yeah, everything is gonna be so awkward. Handshakes are gonna be clammy again.
I don't think those are gonna happen anymore.
Yeah, handshakes may have died.
Which I'm okay with. But like,
I mean, I'm cool.
Who's gonna hug you? You're gonna freeze up. Like, oh God, do I hug back? How's this work? Where do I put my hand?
I will not continue with the elbow bump.
Yeah.
That's weird. I've had doctors try it like they're trying to be cool. It does not work.
What about the foot tap?
I haven't
You
experienced
can play,
foot
plus if
tap.
you balance challenge, that just ends badly.
True. All right.
You can do like in
fist
Demolition Man,
bump.
the
I
little
can
like
fist bump.
hands rubbing an inch apart kind of deal.
I mean, post-COVID, we may be so giddy to touch people. Yeah, we may just be mouth kissing. We're so excited to be near someone.
Can't wait to see you, Jared.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing.
Someone leans in for a hug. I can't believe it's been so long.
I will freshen up.
Yep. I've been eating a lot of chocolate. That's what I have to offer right now. Chocolate and wine. You're welcome.
It's not below me to go after a molar with a flavor saver.
What was it called? Jumbo is bologna.
Yep,
My
it's
daughter is
bologna.
waving to me from
the
door in the phone. Hi,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to name any meat product Jumbo because that could be a pet name, you know?
Here's a hug that I can get right now.
There you go.
Oh.
From
Did you
the
summon
girl
that
that
hug,
loves
or was
Did you break it to her that I knew about Doc Martens and how cool I am?
She I don't know. Do you know what Doc Martens are? She does not.
I don't want to hear the answer to that.
Okay, well, tell her we're going to go to a cemetery dressed as Victorian women.
In Doc Martens.
She's good with that and seems rather excited.
Okay.
I'll go get ready.
Great. Okay. Let's roll out Aaron.
All right.
We're wrapping
All
it
right,
up.
so this is our last one. Our good friend Aaron Templar.
Yep. This was a powerful finish here.
This wrapped up.
Was this the one that was on the Paramount?
I think this
we'll
is
find
the
out.
Oriental.
I think it was the Oriental as well.
I think this was the same one as Eric's.
Thanks,
No, we don't have any. Oh, we do have a few repeats, but no, I don't think so.
Oh, we can't hear him. Great.
Yeah, he's
Hold
not very
on.
loud.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, lean in, everybody.
First for Ignite, and you are going to witness it, where I'm going to demonstrate what it is I'm talking about after I'm done talking. So,
He's wearing pants.
the story, I'm sure you've heard.
We just flaunted our success so much back in the day. Look at me and all my cloth.
Everything we hear is just dancing, vibrating elements from that very first beat. Everything. I mean, this is
What he's talking about right now is there's a rhythm that runs through everything. It runs through light. And it's represented with those wave signs.
Yeah, like the Force.
Yeah.
But musical.
An eternal dance.
Yeah. I don't know what Cat's right about.
Oh, that it was the same show.
Oh, the same show. How could it have been this? Oh, because we didn't end with Eric.
So say we all. Anybody? And you are part of.
You know why? Because Eric was offered this DJ that night, and he played into the
Aaron's
intermission.
on here with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tides, seasons, days, moon cycles. I mean, it's amazing. Did you know that the Earth's magnetic field fluctuates on a cycle? And science has demonstrated that your stress level increases the more disturbed it is. And that's because you are a rhythm system.
That is an image right there.
And was that more Jeff Dammit porn?
Nerves pulsing, emotions that rise.
No, there would be more breaks in the lines.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah.
It's amazing stuff. And I think that the reason that we do all of this and have this deep connection with rhythm is because the first thing that we're all aware of is our mother's heartbeat in the womb. We all share this
very primal. Sort
She
of
looks so
experience. There are
concerned.
ethnic groups in Africa that believe that
Who knows? Maybe the baby in there is screaming.
I don't believe you.
Aaron's that guy who you're like, say you're in a conversation with a woman and you think you're doing really well, and then he sidles up and says, "I feel like there's a rhythm between us, like maybe your mother's heartbeat when you were in the womb." And you're just like, "Oh, great, I'm gone. I'm going. I'm gonna go drink myself to death in the alley." Mr. Pants.
Jared's seeing a therapist right now, everyone. It's fine.
No, I should be.
I suspect pants will be on the agenda the next time they get together.
That'll be amazing.
You've experienced it in traffic when you sort of see all the traffic turn signals align for a beat or two. That's syncopation. Helps us in all kinds of ways. I mean, on the
Aaron, I've got to say, you wear a good T-shirt, my friend.
We're working in teams. We've got.
I have a feeling that this isn't a Target T-shirt. Like, he paid good money. That's a designer T-shirt.
That's like a Columbia T-shirt right there.
Yeah, exactly. He does the front tuck. I think some people do that now, and they just tuck in the front.
It's the French tuck.
Is that what it's called?
Tan France would tell you about it.
Is that a person or just someone who's been in the sun?
No, that's a person who's one of the one of the. Oh God, this slide is very appropriate. The queer eye for street guy. Queer eye.
The French tuck. Yeah, I can't do that. It just highlights my gut. I need to do everything I can to pull my shirt down to avoid any kind of plumber reveal.
I have to stop and shimmy. Sorry, no more words.
Yeah. This quote sums them up pretty good here.
Shane from SF1.
Yeah. It's weird when they actually fight, though.
When they what?
When they fight.
No.
Neethi, sorry.
Aaron, are you still playing?
Oh, Aaron's on right now?
Yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Aaron Templar is as beautiful as the day is long. You know, Neethi's a judge now.
She is.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad, Aaron.
Neethi and Chappelle.
And yes, they play when they can.
We did a podcast for a long time. I thought it was pretty good. And John Wilker was part of that.
I was what killed it, I think.
No, we all podcasts have natural effects, not unlike this what we're discussing now. Wow.
That was awesome.
And they were all very bravely barefoot on the Oriental stage.
Yeah, they're immune to a lot of things now.
Yeah.
I would just sit in the green room and just inhale the petri dish of experience. And
yeah. It's true. I would think that we built up a natural immunity just by performing at the Oriental Theater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, you just lean against the wall.
I love you, Aaron.
But enough about the Oriental Theater, the Bug Theater.
Oh, Eric's right. This was the Paramount.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the big Paramount show was amazing.
That's the first time I saw you guys. You were what inspired me to have Denver.
Nice. That was a good one. That was fun to have people pay for us to see the Paramount.
Let me just say, though,
Get them up and moving.
Paramount Theater drink prices were ridiculous. It was.
Yeah.
So these are people from the Butcher Dance Studio. These beautiful.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to pay the bill to be there.
Franklin is a amazing MC.
I just want to say to Aaron, as we try to do another podcast at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was so crazy with homeschooling that I was beyond stress level red.
Now we can just do it over Zoom.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever this is.
I like what Aaron wrote in here. Wilker the podcast killer.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh yeah, we were.
It's because I complained so much about
There
driving
used
to
to
Garrett's
be a
house.
lot more audience involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had everyone get up and dance. Yeah.
This has turned into an Ignite meeting. We're gonna start bickering over who's responsible for food.
I say the problem with the crowd participation is that's when we had the shoe throwing incident as well.
Right. Well, I mean,
It cuts both ways.
One of the most celebrated people in the world is the dude who threw a shoe at George W. Bush. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm up for these things.
Hey, I'm down. Hey, I mean, the shoe throwing was warranted. So
I got 3 kids. That's a free shoe.
It's an outgrown shoe in my house. We only have one.
Just the one shoe?
Yeah, well, I got a little weirdly defensive. Oh God, what was her name? Danielle Dannenberg's talk, because I'm like, well, we only had one child, and it's because I didn't think that I was emotionally or mentally capable of handling more than one. I believe this was a correct choice on my behalf.
No, I'm only capable of handling one. I mean, I have 3. And they're all getting short shrifted now.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, so it's really good for them to self-reliance and stuff. But
I mean, as long as the one that you can afford to pay attention and give love to changes, right? It's not static.
And being said, where's the kitten, Jared?
Oh, it's usually right behind me. Hold on.
I mean,
basketball.
Oh, I thought he just grabbed the cat like that. I
know, I thought so too. I was like, good Lord. This is on live video.
Yeah. Should we take bets
do
on how long
miss
it takes to
everybody,
come
and
back?
I'm not kidding, John. I do think we need to have some sort of reunion party.
I agree.
At the
I think
Bug
that would be
with
awesome.
Alex when we come back. Alex, if you were watching right, oh come on now.
Oh my
I
God.
just woke him up. It looks like he just came to from a bender. One ear's kind of crooked, but he was Shadow and then Phantom. But now because he sneaks up and attacks us, his name is Kato, inspired from the Pink Panther movies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even remember Kato from the Pink Panther.
Do you remember the dude who would attack Peter Sellers whenever he came in his house? To keep him sharp?
So vaguely. I'm gonna have to go watch again, which will give me something to do.
You're a beautiful beast.
We have a black cat too.
Oh,
her name is Toothless, after the dragon.
Oh,
but
that's
nobody knows the dragon unless they have children, and they think we have some.
I know
weird
that
cat
one.
with dentist abnormalities.
Which is also fine.
You know, I'm not going to dwell on this, but somebody gave us a thumbs down on YouTube.
What? Oh.
I know. That's a bad way to finish it.
Well, they just hadn't gotten to the talking about kittens part.
No, true. I should have broke the kitten out early, and I guess that's a lesson for the next Ignite.
Man, that's a bummer.
Release the kittens into the crowd.
Well,
the thumbs downer is countered by Heather, who had a great time.
Thank you, Heather. This is how we ended, Heather. You know what? It makes me crazy about me and probably anybody on the internet is that's so incredible.
We reached the part of the show where Jared rants about internet people.
That's right. I'll just say you get this incredible human, Heather, who reaches out and says that, and it fills you with great joy. But then you're haunted by some anonymous person who says something negative. You know, Yoda24 says, "Nice giant flesh ball, Baldy." God,
again, I'm going to suggest that you seek some therapy. I think this is becoming really clear.
Yeah, I looked around. Everybody's pretty busy right now. I'll get some recommendations from you.
I was going to say we should talk. And to the audience at large, if you are struggling at all, there's no harm in asking for help. My daughter is coming back in with pumpkin love for me.
You know, I'm Jared Ewy on Twitter, JaredEwy. Just say like, "Hey, what's up?" And the next thing you know, we're having an amazing conversation. And as you've seen, I could go off on anything at any moment. And A, it could be entertaining, or B, it could just make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah. I have this in a folder called writing. What did I call it? Writing motivation.
Your writing sucks. Yes.
Random internet person on LinkedIn of all places decided to make sure to let me know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I went ahead and put my contact info on the YouTube chat.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good idea.
Did you put your phone number?
Oh no, I could do that.
No. Please do, and then let us live a TikTok every call you get.
It wouldn't be any worse than the no wait, sorry, if Mel is still on here, I don't want to mock the texts from people asking if I voted and who I'm voting for, but man, there are a lot of them this year.
Yes.
I
Lovely
admire
now I've
you
got my
and
knock. I'm
appreciate
like,
your volunteer experience, but I already voted and my vote was accepted.
lose my number.
So,
all right,
this
you
was
two.
great, John. Thank you for putting this together.
Yeah, well done, John.
Thanks for joining me.
Let's
Thank you everybody for joining us.
Make
Yes.
things happen.
Thanks for those of you that joined us. Thanks to the Bug Theater for staying afloat and remaining optimistic through all this.
And everybody staying afloat, doing the things. It's inspiring.
Yep. Hang in there,
All right,
everybody.
John,
We
you
will,
say the last thing.
all right, hang in there. We will be back to in person someday. Hopefully, this is the only one of these we do.
Thanks,
appreciate
John.
everybody. Appreciate the two of you. This was a ton of fun. So hopefully see you all soon in person. Be safe.
That's hopeful. All right. Bye, everybody.
You were going to say the last
Don't
thing.
die. What?
Well, you were going to say the last thing.
I
No,
did.
I just said
And then
the
Kat
last
got
thing.
mad at me for it not being hopeful enough. So then I added "Don't die."
Okay, is this over or are we still on?
We are still on, but I'm ending it now.